Hey there everyone, hope you guys doing well. This is Janvi Pujari. I'm a self-taught web developer and a mentor in Nutanix school, and I welcome you all to my channel of Students Coding Community. So if you are new to this channel, like this video and hit that subscribe button so that you never miss other updates. So this is our day 5 of AceJS, and I'm super excited to start this video. And today we're gonna see two major concepts in JavaScript, which is very much important in this whole series, or you must say in JavaScript, because these things you're gonna use in a lot of concepts. So without any delay, let's get started. So my friends, in the last video we have seen data types in JavaScript, and we have seen about primitive data types and reference data types. So in previous video we have seen about primitive data types, but in this video we will see about arrays and objects, which comes under our reference data types. Another thing, if you have seen the last video, then you will notice that we can store only single data type or single data in one variable. Now at situations you might feel that you want to add multiple datas inside one variable. Okay, now example, what happens, suppose you want to store a data of an employee. So you will have this employee's first name, last name, age, experience, qualification, and all those things inside one variable. So we cannot do that using primitive data types. For this reason, we can use our arrays and objects. Right, so firstly, let us see what is an array and how it works. So there are two ways of making an array. Now let us see the first one. Now for making array, you only need few simple steps. Firstly, I'm going to use const. Now it is not necessary that you have to use const only. You can use let, where and const as well. But here I am using const. So suppose I will say that const age. Okay, and for making array, remember to use square brackets. Now here I am using square brackets, and here I will write age, for example 14, 18, 19, 16, like that, and each element should be separated by a comma. Remember that, and in the end please remember to keep semicolon. Now as a beginner, few questions might arise in your mind that what kind of data should we add inside? Should we add strings? Should we add numbers, booleans? What kind of data will be going inside an array? So now we're gonna see first numbers. Now if you console log it, you will see that we got this. And similarly, let's make another array with full of strings. We can do that. For example, if I write const names, and I'm writing suppose Sita here, and Gita and Arya, and here also you will notice that while making strings also you have to separate each element with comma. So this is how we can make arrays of strings as well as of numbers. Now we can also mix both of them together. Let's see how to do that. So I'm making one variable called as mixed, and I'll write Rita, and I will write numbers. So if I do this, this will also give me correct output. Now this was the first way of making array. Let us see another way of making array. So another way of making an array is you have to just write const, and suppose here we will talk about fruits. So I'll write fruits, the variable name, and then instead of putting square brackets, you need to write new array. Using this command, new array can be created easily without this square brackets. Now instead of square brackets, you can use our normal brackets, and we will write names of fruits. Suppose I'm writing orange, grapes and apple. And if you try to print this, it will also give us proper output. Now when here you will see that we will get the whole list of these arrays whenever we try to console log it, right? So at times we don't need the whole list of arrays. We just want to deal with only particular element in that array. So how to print that only one element? So yes, we can do that using a console, and we have to write the name of our array. Suppose here as fruits, and here I will write number 2. Now as I write number 2, you will notice that on the console we will see apple which is being printed. Now you might think that on the number 2 position we have grapes. Why did they print this apple? So let me tell you, in arrays counting starts from 0 itself. So on the 0 position, that is on the first position, we can see orange, right? And how it works, our counting inside array starts from 0 itself. So a lot of beginners get confused here, but remember that here in JavaScript counting starts from 0 only. Now as I said in the introduction only, the objects and the arrays are most important in JavaScript, and in a lot of things you're gonna use this. So while making projects you have to deal with these arrays, right? So at such situations we require some kind of method so that we can do our coding easily. So arrays also have certain methods which are very much handy when we use them in projects. Now first thing we have here is length. So we have to just write console.log fruits.length. Now this length will tell us that how many elements are present in our array. For example, and here let us put some more age, and first property that we have over here is length. Now this length tells us that how many elements are present in our array. So if I write console.log and fruits.length, now this will give us the number of elements present in our array fruits. Next we have is array. So we have to just find that whether this array is array or not. So if I write this, it will give me as yes, it is array. And if in the place of this fruits, if I write something else, then you can see on the console that it has given us output as false. Now similarly you can also replace elements in our array. For example, if you see that suppose I want to change the number. Alright, I want to change this number which is at the first position to 99. Okay, so what will I do? I'll say age square bracket 0 and it should be 99. And when I console log it, you will see that in our array at the first position we can see number 99. And remember one most important thing, that it changes our original array. Okay, it is actually affecting our original array. Whatever things you are doing, it is going to affect the original array. Okay, now if you want to see the position of any number, like at what position this number is there, you can also do that by simply writing age dot index of, and inside the bracket you need to put the element. So suppose here if I write 48, now inside the console we can see the position of 48. Now similarly we can also mutate our arrays more. Mutating means changing our array. Okay, now suppose if you want to put new element at the end of our array, we can also do that by simply writing age dot push. I want to write 50 number. So if I do that, you will see that when I console log it, our array will get changed. On the last position we can see number 50. Similarly, if you want to add something on the first position, you can also do that using age.unshift, and here I will write 1001. So when I'll console log it, you can clearly see that the array has been changed. Now we have saw that how to add elements in an array at the end position and at the first position. Now how to delete and remove elements from our array. Let's see that. Now here if you'll see that if I write age dot pop, you can see that Number from the end of an array got removed. So if you ever want to remove any element from the end of the array, you have to use this pop property. Now similarly we have one more thing, and I guess many of you all already guessed it, and that is removing element from the first position. Yes my friends, we can do that as well using shift. So if you write h.shift and console it, then you will see that first element from our array got removed. If you want to remove multiple elements from the middle or the side of an array, from anywhere inside the array, we can do that using splice, right? So here you have to write the first position. You have to write the from where to start and where to end. You have to write that. For example, here if I say that I want to start from the first position and I want to end at position number 3, then you will notice that removed. So as you can see on the output, you might have get a clear idea how splice works. We have this reverse property with the help of which you can reverse whole array. As you can see on the output, the whole array has been reversed. We have learned enough about arrays. It's time to learn about objects. So my friends, objects are the heart of JavaScript. Without objects, you cannot master JavaScript. So for mastering JavaScript, the main thing today we're gonna learn is objects. So what exactly these objects are? Let us see. When we want to create collection of data, we use objects. Objects are written in key value pairs, and key value pairs are separated by colons. Now let's take one real life example. For example, we have this car, right? And the properties like the color, speed, mileage, everything is the property of that car. However, the functioning to start or stop, these are the functions of the car. They come under methods. They are called as methods. Okay, the object is our car. All the properties as speed, mileage comes under properties, and its functionalities comes under methods. Now let's take one small example. For example, let's make one variable called person, and inside it we will write his data. For example, we will write his first name, suppose John, and at the end you should put comma, and then last name colon, and then we'll write Doe, and then we will write his age, and yes, we will. So you have to use curly braces to start and end objects. It is mandatory, and then finally you have to put this semicolon. And if I write console log this, you will see that we get the whole data of this person. Now objects are very much complex, like it comes whole under object oriented programming in JavaScript. So when we learn the whole object oriented programming, I am going to explain in details about this object literals, prototype inheritance and everything. Now don't get scared by listening all of this. It is very much simple. I'm going to explain to you in simple manner. I really hope that you have understood this. Newton School's code editor, and the best thing about this code editor is that it is very much useful for beginners. Why is that so? Because not only you can write code over here, you can also learn programming and solve practical questions just for free. Don't you think that is cool? And also what this Newton School is, again, I have seen people who ask always that what is Newton School, what do they teach, where do they teach? So let me tell you about Newton School. Newton School is an online learning platform where you can learn full stack development courses and get your dream job. And the best thing about this is you don't have to pay any fees until you get placed in best companies. So check out the link in the description to skyrocket your coding career. So my friends, this much for today. I really hope that you have liked this video and you have learned a lot of new things from this video. Do not forget to share this with your friends because they might also find this helpful. And if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and access the playlist, because in the previous videos I have covered a lot of important concepts which you might miss, and I really don't want you to miss that, because for a beginner all the basic concepts are so much important to make the foundation stronger. Plus, practice is the only key to become a better web developer. So I will recommend you all to please practice everything that you learn from my tutorial or any other tutorial on the internet, so that you become stronger with your foundations and become a better web developer. So this much for today. So bye bye, have a great day.